Talk to me. WSRadio.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this corner, hailing from San Diego, California, the knockout kings you've been waiting for.
Carlos Kramer and his kick-ass radio show. Presented by Kramer Insurance.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Carlos Kramer's Kick-Ass Radio, sponsored by Rock Rage Radio, WS Radio, Storm Kimonos, and, of course, Kramer Insurance for all of your insurance needs. Ladies and gentlemen, do we have a show for you today? Are you absolutely kidding me? We have Paul the Ultimate Vaden. That's right, the former IBF World Junior Middleweight Champion with a record of 29-3. He's got a huge movie premiere coming out, and we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about the struggles after he faced Stefan Johnson in 1999. Stefan passed away just 15 days later. He is a motivational speaker. He's a fitness guru. He's got it all going on, and a San Diego local. Paul Vaden, thank you for coming in the studio, my brother.
Carlos, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
It is an honor for me to have you. We were talking a little bit. Before the show, right, that I'm a huge boxing fan. You were in the era when boxing was great. You compiled a 327-10 amateur record. Mm-hmm. Who does that today? I mean, that's ridiculous.
Well, I started at 8 years old, and so
wow.
Back then, like I always say, at 4 years old, I wanted to be champion of the world. I saw Muhammad Ali, and that became the blueprint of what I wanted to be, a world boxing champion. So I got started at 8, and back then there was a lot of amateur activity as far as fights. And,
right.
And I always tell people, if you win a lot, you'll go through the week. So it's single elimination tournament. So as long as you keep winning, then you'll keep accumulating fights. And so because of that, I accumulated a lot of amateur boxing matches, and I think I did pretty well.
Unbelievably well, which led you to the World Championship. Walk us through, I mean, because what was your, once you got into it at that early age, and to keep motivated, to keep focused on your goal is pretty amazing. And that helps out for you to be a motivational speaker today. Right. You're working with diabetes, research for the kids. Mm-hmm. You can really relate today to the children out there and their struggle what they have on their many temptations in life.
Absolutely. So once again, I wanted to be champion of the world, and I knew the consequences of what it took, what could put you away from that goal. I also knew the importance of preparation. I knew the importance of being your own self, using your own mind. I also knew that a lot of times that it's a lonely place.
Definitely.
I have to get up at 4 a.m. in the morning, and no one else will.
Right.
And so it didn't matter what Johnny was not going to do. What Paul Vaden was going to do was be up at 4 a.m. Repetitively and up in the morning. So boxing gave me the intangible of discipline, stick-to-itiveness, to understand how the tide turns. And so I think those elements are things that that have helped me as far as craft what I do. Like you said today, as far as motivational speaking, mentoring kids, and just dealing with all avenues of the fight and everything, the fight period.
What did keep you, how was your home life growing up? Did you have that structure that was keeping you motivated? Because I know I used to box a little bit myself and now do jujitsu, but man, when you're faced with a challenge and you say you have a bad day, like you at that age, to get back up and believe in yourself and do it again. I mean, it's a constant reaffirmation that most kids, unfortunately, don't have that support. So they've got to find it within somehow.
Had a lot of support with my mom, of course, and then my late father. But not only that, I also had a lot of individuals in my life that complemented my parental guidance. So it's great to have that village, and I had that. I grew up in a very poor area, yet enriched with love, enriched with knowledge, and just had that push, that additional push. A lot of things went on in the area I grew up in, but I always felt the push from the neighborhood, meaning the positive push, wanting to see me strive, but also see me achieve. I didn't feel people were trying to pull me back. Of course, there's always people that are going to come at you with different temptations to try things.
Right.
But I felt and heard support and guidance and steering me to the right way. But once again, like I said, I have I'm my own mind, so I was not going to be lured out of where I wanted to go, and where I wanted to go was to become champion of the world.
And you did that, in fact, as well. And Mom, if you're out there listening, Mrs. Vaden, thank you for all you've done for your incredible son. And growing up in San Diego, that had to be nice to do this in front of the hometown folks as well.
Well, it was good, but once again, I also knew what I wanted to be meant that I had to sometimes do other things. So I had to make alternative shifts. I had to adapt. And so with that means that I had to move. If I wanted to elevate my skill level, I had to move to the Pacific Northwest to go to the state of Washington because as a young child, I got to observe a team, the Tacoma Boxing Club, and I got to observe specific coaches. The individual who got me boxing, started the Jack Robinson YMCA, Robert Coons, would take me and like really guide me and tell me, go over to that individual right there. That's Coach Joe Cloud. That's Coach Tom Musson. Shake his hand, get his autograph. And I'm 9 years old.
Wow.
So
what a great push, huh? What a great
push
guidance
to guide me into that area. And so then to be, a decade later, boxing in Tacoma for the Tom Muston and the Tacoma Boxing Club, elevating my craft, cultivating my skill. It was a blessing. So to answer your question, I represent San Diego, but my goal was about the world and being a world champion. So I got to travel the world because I made choices to get to the proper circumstances to like I said, to the goal of becoming champion.
Now, Paul, you've done it all in boxing and in life and have been full circle. If I can ask you on a very touchy subject as well.
Yeah.
And we do have Vaden versus coming up on Thursday night. Before we get into that, can you tell us a little bit about Vaden versus? And it's a story of your life and how you got over, some different challenges in life and resurrected yourself to be positive, be a role model, and really make the most out of this thing called life, right?
Yeah. So Vaden versus is, and I'll get back to Vaden versus, but this whole thing really got started when there was a very good piece that was done by a writer that was here at the time with the San Diego Union Tribune, Matt Calkins. He wrote, and it was called Life After Death. And it was just really well done, and it was factual, and it was just a process. A lot of work had been put into it. As we started to go through it in late 2014, I started to open up a lot, and I'm very visual.
So 15 years, really, you were quiet about what had happened for the most part? And we're talking about.
I'm just talking about as far as how the Vaden versus got started. My
Right.
mind, I'm always thinking. So
Right.
as we were going through it, and as you started to see the work that was done, the outcomes of it, I started to see something that needed to be presented visually. At the time, a young man named Brian DeKoff had approached me about doing something, wanted to do some work with me on, like I said, on film. What he approached me about at the time, I really wasn't that enamored, wasn't really hyped on it. He didn't know about the article that was about to come out. So that Sunday morning when that article came out, when I saw Brian on Monday, he was like, what was I thinking? He goes, this is what we need to be doing.
Right.
And basically, we wanted to give a visual format of life after death, kind of, and then press a little further. And it dealt with the avalanche that I was enduring at the time. And obviously the goal in little bits about how, my beginning a little bit and about my career, but what I was going through and how I made my way out and to basically resuscitate my life to being that champion again. I lost that champion, the guy who I wanted, that person that I wanted to be. I lost that guy in 1999.
Did you lose it after the Stefan Johnson fight?
Oh, that's why I lost it. I lost
you lost it
through
right.
guilt. I lost it through guilt. So I lost my cousin to suicide in January of 1999. I lost
sorry.
my uncle, his father, in August of 1999. Then I had the fight with Stefan Johnson in November of 1999. And the thing about it is boxing has always been my getaway. It's always been my escape. It's always been a place. It's been my therapy. It's a place that I can go. I can do this with my eyes closed still.
Right.
And so my getaway, my escape, my therapy had let me down. And so now I'm like, so now to have to endure a death, I started feeling guilty about what happened. I started to think, but not only did I start to feel guilty.
With every shot you landed, right? You're like,
Well, just the whole process. And so the way I box and the way and my skill set is, I wasn't known as the one-punch knockout artist. I was known as a guy who came with an accumulation of shots, and I'm talking about fast shots, multiple combinations. I call them nations, and serious in specific shots. So
we're with the ultimate. That's right, Paul Vaden. We're going to have to take a little break, but we're going to be right back on WS Radio, Carlos Kramer's Kick-Ass Radio, your worldwide leader in internet talk, and we'll be right back with the champ, Paul Vaden. Life is full of misadventures, from car crashes to home fires to getting choked out on the mat. Yes, I said getting choked out because I'm Carlos Kramer, jiu-jitsu competitor, MMA and media personality, and mild-mannered insurance agent. You can follow my adventures on Kick-Ass Radio, and I can protect you from life's misadventures at Kramer Insurance. Home, auto, life, business, and workers' comp. We're at KramerINS.com, and I want you to join my world.
Hey guys, CS Keys here to introduce you to San Diego's #1 health meal prep provider, Fresh and Fit Meals. With over 40 menu items to choose from, several pickup locations all over America's finest city, made and delivered fresh, never frozen. Save on time and money. Super convenient and improves the quality of your life. Just visit the website, freshandfitmeals.com, for all the menus and the pricing. Or give them a call at 858-805-5949 for more details. Remember, you are what you eat, so you might as well be fresh and fit with Fresh and Fit Meals.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, CEO and founder of VinVillage.com and the Wine and Dine Show on Vin Village Radio. Do you have a wine, event, product, or service to promote? Then contact VinVillage.com to reach thousands of wine lovers across the country. Vin Village connects like-minded wine enthusiasts with unique and exclusive wines, events, products, and services. To learn more, contact us on VinVillage.com. Vin Village is where wine lovers connect.
Hi, Mary. Our growth has me looking for new furniture, but I can't find the right vendor. Can you help?
For sure.
Do you know a company that will give me a great value?
For sure.
Do you know a company that provides great selection?
For sure.
Do you know a company that is professional and responsive?
For sure, it's Shore. Shore Office Warehouse has been providing great value, service, and selection for over 40 years. It's Shore, for sure. ShoreOfficeWarehouse.com.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit mozguitars.com or their Facebook page. mozeguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
Talk to me. WSRadio.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this corner, hailing from San Diego, California, the knockout kings you've been waiting for.
Carlos Kramer and his kick-ass radio show. Presented by Kramer Insurance.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. That's right, Carlos Kramer's Kick-Ass Radio, presented by WS Radio, Rock Rage Radio, Storm Kimonos, Kramer Insurance, you name it. We're here, and we're making it happen. We're in studio with the ultimate, that's right, Paul Vaden. Paul, it's been incredible having you in the studio today. Excuse me one second. Wade, could you come in here for a second? Thank you. We have a delay here, Wade.
It's my phone.
Oh, good. Okay, perfect.
Sorry about that.
Hey, no problem, no problem. Hey, with the champ, we're flexible at all times.
Thank
Paul,
you. My bad.
No worries. You are an amazing role model for so many. We were talking about you making it to the top, 327-10, facing Stefan Johnson. I mean, you went through something that no one really in life, much albeit from boxing, really ever goes through with his untimely death 15 days later after your bout. You had talked about that you put the punches together and, you call them nations. I mean, did you ever think in your life that something like that would happen from the sport that you loved and the escape, like you said, that you had in boxing?
Absolutely not. And the thing I always try to get across is the reasons why I box. Muhammad Ali brought me to the ring to want to be this champion. But
did you ever meet Muhammad?
Yes, twice.
You did? Wow.
But as I started the process, what I love about boxing is the fluidity, how the artistry, how poetic it can be. When it's done well, it's a sight to behold.
The sweet science.
Sweet science. And so for me, it has nothing to do with the brutality, kill or be killed, and I say that with all sensitivity, or anything of that nature. It's all about the art for me, the science, the strategy, my style versus your style. How do I break you down? But more importantly, eventually, how do I get you to deep waters in what I've trained for? And not only what I've trained for physically, but what I've trained for mentally, where I want to take you. And then I want to suck the air out of where I'm going. So, because I've trained for this.
And break your will.
Break your will,
but spirit.
But spirit, and as you see me, it's a sight game for me. I mean, as you see me get off the stool, as each round starts to take place, as each stanza, as it gets to the 8th and the 9th round, championship rounds, and you see me up 10, 12 seconds earlier, and you're still slumped on a stool waiting waiting, and I'm waiting for you, and I'm getting stronger. That's a suffocating experience, and I do want you to experience that, and because I've worked for it.
Right.
But it's nothing to do with the brutality. I punch and I fight seriously out of love. So
right.
For that to happen, no, I've never. It's never been in my vision. A person is being very visual. That's never been something that's been my script that I saw happening.
Right. And you had said you had to deal that year with a couple of other deaths of family members. Compiled with that, how did this hit you, and what type of low were you in? How dark of a situation in life was Paul Vaden in? And no one really could be there to help you to see what you really were going through.
Yeah, it's the darkest place I've ever been in. It's the darkest place I've ever been. each day was a challenge getting up. And I said this the other day, taking a deep breath and getting that full, expansion of a deep breath and being able to exhale was sometimes a victory for me, because I really didn't feel, I was not able to take a full breath, and I was not fully able to exhale. So imagine living a 24-hour day like that, and everything was always a mountain, meaning, if I wanted to go outside, if I needed to do something, I was just existing. So I wasn't that champion. I wasn't living. I didn't have that spirit that I've always had. And so I was just a different person. You got to remember, at this time, I'm married, and I'm a father of a 3-year-old, and I was very limited on my skill sets, on what I can do and what I can be. I tried my hardest, don't get me wrong. And I always say this, in the part that bothers me the most is that my son, I spent so much time with him that because I thought that I was going to die, I was starting to set up, because death was so easy, meaning my cousin, my uncle, this fight.
Right. It was all around you.
It was all around me. So I was very strategic about where I wanted to be with him, and what I did. My worst case scenario was I would die with a 3-year-old baby with me. I have him around. I'm out at an outing, and it's just he and I. So imagine living like that. So that was another victory, to be able to do things with him, because I still did things with him all the time. But to be able to get through and be alive and be able to, have as much fun as I can, or at least he did, it was a victory. So this is what was happening inside my soul. This was my ritual, my daily ritual of living. And I don't call it living, it was existing.
And wow, very, very deep points. What did that do, obviously, then to your boxing career at that time? Because, like you said, you lost all belief in what you were even doing.
Well, so when that fight happened, November 20th, and after, like as you said, the 15 days, which also was just weighing heavy on me. Sure. Imagine each day of things were grim, but then I'm an optimist, so you're hopeful, but then you can't believe you're even here. You can't even believe that this is like, you used to read about these things periodically, the Boom Boom Mancinis of the world,
right.
Emil Griffiths, and and those individuals, as boxers, were never the same again.
Right.
Same as myself. And so that night was my last time ever being a boxer. So I was done as a boxer, and I'll come back to that part. Right. So what it did to me as a boxer, it just told, now it was about living. So I was done as a fighter, but as being a champion, and I'd already set out my transition, it was important for me to make sure that I made a bigger mark when I left boxing than I did when I was in boxing. So that when people say, when the lights go off and how you deal with it and whatever, my lights, I never wanted them to go off because I was doing this, and this. Well, at that time, I was wobbled. I was on the mat, and they were counting, 10, and I almost got to 10. And I got on the rope, I was buckled, I was on the floor, and the ref was counting. And I'm talking about in life.
Right.
And I finally got up. But what got me up was I had to come back to the ring. And the reason why I came back to the ring was to find out if I was going to live, because I was very difficult to live with. My poor former wife. I was just very difficult to live with.
Right.
I was hypochondria king,
and hard to express your love after what you've been through, probably back then as well.
Well, and like I said, I didn't know, and I never knew what was the last time someone was going to see me, hear me, or what have you. I just thought I was about to die. I just didn't know how it was going to be, and so I had to come back to the ring to see if I was going to live or die. And I wanted to be in a match that was hostile waters against a real good fighter. And so I did. And I remember before I was at the Mandalay Bay in Vegas.
Terry Norris fight?
No,
Are we talking?
that was
later.
1990. That was before.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So I came back and against an individual, Sabata Flores, a very good fighter. And before I left, it was at the Mandalay Bay in 2000, April 15th. And I remember telling my former wife at the time, I said, if anything were to happen to me tonight, I want you to know that you and our son Dane are the most important people in my life and how much I love them. And she said, don't say that. She said, don't say that. But I had to say it because Stefan possibly didn't get that opportunity to say that.
Right.
My cousin possibly didn't get an opportunity to say that to who he needed to, my aunt, his father at the time. My uncle possibly didn't get an opportunity to say it. So it was important that I at least said that because I was basically walking myself down the aisle to my potential death.
Right.
So I was a shell of my former self. And the first 4 rounds, I was, a shell of my former self. I really couldn't do anything. And then I got hurt in the 5th round. And I saw myself fighting back. And in the midst of the fight, I was fighting not to win the round or recapture points. I was fighting to retain life. I was fighting to live, basically. And so the last quarter of the match, I started really putting things together, and I heard one of the most beautiful sounds, which was the completion of the match, which was the 12th and final round. The bell rang, and I was still alive, and I got my answer. And so I was alive. I lost the fight, but the purpose was finding out if I was going to live.
Gained a life.
Gained the life. And not only that, now this individual has a script because I've endured so much.
Right.
And what was I going to do with this? So I'm not a stingy person at all. I began to share. And I began to this story. This wasn't a script that was written up. This was a script that had happened.
Right.
And I can do it well. I can speak it well. And so this is what's been happening. It's relative to everyone. We all have something that we have that's can be catastrophic in how we deal with it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're finishing up next segment with Paul Vaden, the Ultimate. You're listening to WS Radio, Rock Rage Radio, sponsored by Storm Kimonos and Kramer Insurance. We'll be right back with the champ, the Ultimate, Paul Vaden.
Thank you for listening to WS Radio. Improve your business and your life with useful information from experts and thought leaders. WS Radio is radio with ROI.
Are you losing the battle with technology? Tired of struggling with IT? Ready to meet your IT dream team? Centrix IT is Southern California's leader in IT management. A 4-time winner of San Diego's fastest growing privately held companies, Centrix IT has provided Fortune 500 managed IT services to small and medium businesses for over 13 years. Put an end to your struggle with technology today at CentrixIT.com. CentrexIT.com.
Life is full of misadventures, from car crashes to home fires to getting choked out on the mat. Yes, I said getting choked out because I'm Carlos Kramer, jiu-jitsu competitor, MMA and media personality, and mild-mannered insurance agent. You can follow my adventures on Kick-Ass Radio, and I can protect you from life's misadventures at Kramer Insurance. Home, auto, life, business, and workers' comp. We're at KramerINS.com, and I want you to join my world.
Are your feet hurting you? I mean really hurting you so much that you can't come to the fair and enjoy other activities with your friends? If so, you may have plantar fasciitis, a chronic inflammation of the connective tissues in the foot. I'm Holly Halsey. I'm a licensed acupuncturist, and I can help you with your pain. I invite you to visit me at my webpage, AccuSageHouseCalls.com. That's ACUSSAGE, housecalls.com. Find out what pain-free feels like.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, VinVillage.com, where wine lovers connect. Be sure to tune in weekly to Vin Village Radio for exclusive, in-depth interviews with the who's who in wine and food.
Do you want to be a professional coach? Are you in business trying to make a real difference with people you manage or work with? Have you started a coaching practice that isn't quite getting off the ground? Get the skills you need to be a successful coach today with the Coaches Training Program from Accomplishment Coaching. The Coaches Training Program will show you how to help others focus and be more fulfilled. Whether you want to improve your company's bottom line or create a thriving coaching practice, Accomplishment Coaching can give you the distinctions and practices you need to coach others effectively today. Accomplishment Coaching has spent 6 years developing a cutting-edge coaches training program that will have you ready to coach people professionally in just 12 months, and you don't have to take time off work to do it. To find out more about the coaches training program, just call 1-888-548-6813. That's 1-888-548-6813.
Talk to me. WSRadio.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this corner, hailing from San Diego, California, the knockout kings you've been waiting for.
Carlos Kramer and his kick-ass radio show. Presented by Kramer Insurance.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Carlos Kramer's Kick-Ass Radio. We have had an incredible guest in the studio, Paul the Ultimate Vaden, former world champion boxer, has been through it all, life's up and downs, motivational speaker as well. You've got a big event coming up on Thursday. It's called Vaden Versus and deals with your ups and downs in life. Can you tell our fans how to get tickets to this, how to go? I understand there's a happy hour before, then the film, and then a little reception after as well?
Correct. And let me say this first. It's actually next Thursday, so Thursday the 16th, March 16th. So
March 16th.
Takes place. And before I even go on, I'd be remiss if I didn't thank my sponsor,
Please.
Gigtown, the music app, and implore people to support our local artists. I've had an opportunity to the past couple years observe the talent, and I am just positively floored by the talent that is in front of us. So we all must get out and support our local artists, our music artists, and Gigtown is a pioneer in doing that and give us the opportunity to see this level of entertainment. So I want to thank them for being a sponsor of this event that's taking place on the 16th. Yes.
How do people get a ticket for that?
Well, you
How do they
go. So I think that you guys have the URL. I don't have it on me right now. You guys should be able to put it up. It's in my Eventbrite has as far as the tiny URL .com. But there's the levels as far as on my. Do you have it on you?
Yeah, I'm checking right here. Vaden Versus, short documentary about Paul Vaden and how you got your life back together and on track.
So at any rate, you'll be able to. So it's going to be a beautiful night. So you think about it. In 2013, I wrote my first book. So think about the storms that I've been through. Okay. Because of that, there's been a story. There's been a script, and there had been a diversion. I went away from being that champion, and I almost went down that tide where I would have had to be that challenger again. So you become a champion, you lose grasp of those champions' instincts, you recapture them, and what do you do with it? So now I'm no longer a boxer. And remember, I always talk about the transition. Right. The transition is very important to me.
Yes.
So I become an author. And now here I am doing a short film documentary. Not only that, an award-winning one. I just won for Best Short Film Documentary at the Nevada International Film Festival in December, something I'm very proud of. This is a great piece of work that's been done. It's my heart and soul, and like I said, with Brian DeKoff and the rest of the team that pulled all their energy and their creative resources together. Hard work and dedication is what I'm all about. I am never scared of getting down and making things happen. And this is the evolution of what's taking place, what we're going to see on March 16th. I'm very, very proud of this. So, yes, there'll be a cocktail hour. There's a film, question and answer. People will get a chance to fellowship and congregate, and then afterwards reception. It's going to be, and it all takes place at the San Diego Hall of Champions. So.
Well, what an incredible venue. And we understand that you were inducted into the Breitbart Hall of Fame. Tell us about that.
Yeah, that was a beautiful honor.
Congratulations on that.
Thank
That's
you.
Huge.
Yeah, it happened last year, 2016. And I'm only the third boxer to ever receive that honor. Archie Moore, the late great Archie Moore, and the late great Ken Norton, and myself. So it's
Wow.
something that I wear with pride. And once again, it goes back to what I said: making sure that I keep working hard and I keep those champions' instincts, mindset, in making sure that the light stays on, and the light is glowing inside me stronger than ever before. But I don't forget where I was. I don't forget where I came from, and easily I can be moved to that place again. So that's what keeps me up, keeps me uplifted, but it also keeps me uplifting people. I love the work that I'm doing with people now, like I said, the San Diego chapter, JDRF, being Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. And let me say this, I know you said something about kids. It's not just kids. It's adults, everyone. None of us are immune to getting type 1 diabetes. You can get it at 40, so you can get it in your 50s and what have you. You can get it. So I'm part of the push with a team of beautiful people that are part of this Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation San Diego chapter, and everyone collectively, internationally, as far as I'm a part of this fight. I don't have type 1 diabetes nor a family history, but I have a family that pulled me in, the Altman family, who means so much to me. And once they got me involved, I'm locked in, like the jaws of what kind of dog is that you call it? I don't even know.
The pit bull?
Pit bull.
There we go.
So because of that, and because of Champion, everything I do with pride, and I work hard.
Paul, you made an interesting point that a lot of people don't realize. They may be great in their profession, and if it's a physical profession, say it's boxing, jiu-jitsu, MMA, whatever it is, when that part of their life is done, many people just stay with that part and don't make the transition like you did. And if you don't make that transition, then to teach, motivate, help kids, help adults, be a role model, you're leading a life that's really unfulfilled. Could you talk about that and how rewarding it's been for you to give back?
So everything you said and you read all as far as my career, that's been pretty decorated. The things that mean the most to me, it means nothing to me if I do nothing with what I've been blessed with.
Right.
Meaning, so becoming champion of the world, what I've always worked for, it means nothing to me if I can't be there for people, if I can't help uplift people, if I can't pull in whatever resources that I have, or my energies, or my mind, or my time to helping people. I found out that my gift and my niche is not what I do with these hands. It's what I do with my heart, and I do with my mind, and it's what I do for people. That's what I'm going to be remembered for. That's what I work for. And so it's important. It's important that the fabric of me is what I give and what I do. I want the calibration of what I do for people to far outweigh what is done for me. And actually, it gives me more when I feel that I'm doing for people.
So that's pretty much your most rewarding part of life now.
Absolutely.
Ties into your motivational speaking. Tell us a little bit about that too.
This is what it's like. I said, I've been gifted with a story, but I've also, because of boxing puts you out there before people, and it doesn't mean, and because of that, I'm not fearful of speaking and being in the ring until what had transpired was the safest place for me to be. So to have a conversation to help you win, I want to see people win. I want to give people higher hope. I want to give them the recipes on what maybe has helped me that can get them from first base to third base, where they might be locked and they can't get past second base in life and whatever. So these are resources that have been given. And at some stage of my life, as I said, where I grew up, someone gave me something. Someone allowed me to get to the next base of life. Someone gave me that additional push. Someone said something to me or gave me a message. And just like someone told me what I couldn't do, there was someone that told me repetitively what I could do. So I just don't forget, like I said, what was given to me and where I came from. And I won't never.
And Paul, what is the best spot for fans to email you or send you a message, if possible, for motivational speaking, or to get you to their company? Or?
Well, you can go to Paul, answerthebell.com, which was or paulvaden.com. You can always reach me. All my social media, Paul Vaden on Facebook, Paul_Vaden Instagram, Twitter, Answer the Bell at Answer the Bell. So I mean, there's various ways, but Paul at answerthebell.com. My email me and reach me, and we make things happen in a positive sense. And like I said, my goal is to see people win. I want us to knock out type 1 diabetes. This is what this is about. All the proceeds from this Vaden Versus, all proceeds from this will be going towards the San Diego chapter Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation.
Great.
And as like I said, we go to fight. If it's not about helping people, I don't want to be part of it.
I love it. Paul Vaden, ladies and gentlemen. And Paul, if you could give one last quick message to those out there that are going for it, either in sports, business, being a better father, being a better husband, whatever, what advice would you have for people that, can doubt themselves and can look in the mirror and say, hey, am I doing this all alone? And if so, who's there to guide me? I mean, how did they find that inner power?
Yeah. Well, you to me, I always use this term. You've got to believe in the sunshine, no matter how dark, no matter what the forecast is in your life or even that exists outside you. You've got to see the sunshine, and I don't care how far back the sunshine is. You have to think that it's just around the corner. So no matter the circumstances and repetitive, you're getting beat down. You got to say, hey, if I take a step forward and I keep getting up, the sunshine is near. No matter what, the sunshine is near. And so that's what I tell myself, and that's what I implore others to think like.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have had the incredible honor of having Paul Vaden here in studio, the former champion, giving back, motivational speaking, helping out with the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation, has a big event at San Diego Hall of Champions on March 16th. Check that out. Get in touch with him on social media if you want him for motivational speaking or to talk to him at all. Paul, it has been an absolute pleasure to have you here and an honor, my brother.
God bless you. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it.
All right, you're here with the champ, Paul Vaden. Unbelievable story. You're listening to Carlos Kramer's Kick-Ass Radio. Up next is Sean Fowler. That's right, BJJ black belt and a leader in our community. He's hosting the 5 Super League in San Diego, March 11th. Thank you for watching. One more segment coming up on WS Radio and Rock Rage Radio.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, CEO and founder of VinVillage.com and the Wine and Dine Show on Vin Village Radio. Do you have a wine, event, product, or service to promote? Then contact VinVillage.com to reach thousands of wine lovers across the country. VinVillage connects like-minded wine enthusiasts with unique and exclusive wines, events, products, and services. To learn more, contact us on VinVillage.com. VinVillage is where wine lovers connect.
Life is full of misadventures, from car crashes to home fires to getting choked out on the mat. Yes, I said getting choked out because I'm Carlos Kramer, jiu-jitsu competitor, MMA and media personality, and mild-mannered insurance agent. You can follow my adventures on Kick-Ass Radio, and I can protect you from life's misadventures at Kramer Insurance. Home, auto, life, business, and workers' comp, we're at KramerINS.com, and I want you to join my world.
You've heard me bragging about Progressive Medical Center and how they've helped me feel so much healthier. But one thing, Dr. Agoli, that a lot of people come to you with is just unexplained pain. They just can't get any relief. Why can Progressive Medical Center's Pain Management Center help them?
First of all, we have to acknowledge that pain is for real, and you've got acute pain and chronic pain. Here's the problem. That acute pain turns to chronic, which is long-standing, and no one's getting to the root cause. There's several key diagnostic components that help us get to the root of what's causing this pain. Is it inflammation? Once we do a thorough evaluation to get to the root cause, determine if it's structural or if it's a metabolic issue. And this way we put an individualized program for pain management involving correcting the spine, using certain injections when necessary, and we get our patients out of pain quicker, and they stay out of pain because we teach them how to live their life well.
Don't let yourself live in pain any longer. Get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today at progressivemedicalcenter.com.
Progressive Medical, this is your life, live it well.
Your search for the right office furniture will be done when you walk into Shore for sure. In our 46,000 square foot warehouse, you are sure to find the right new or used desk and chair for your home and office. Trusted for over 40 years, Shore is proven to provide great value, quality, and service. From free space planning to our white glove delivery service, you are sure to leave happy and satisfied. We're a family-owned business that will treat you like family for sure. Se habla español.
You take your smartphone almost everywhere you go. Now WSRadio.com can be there too. Search WS Radio in the Play Store for your Android devices or iTunes for Apple and download the WS Radio application. WSRadio.com on your phone and in your ear everywhere you go. Download the WS Radio application. Do it now. It's very easy. WSRadio.com.
Talk to me. WSRadio.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this corner, hailing from San Diego, California, the knockout kings you've been waiting for.
Carlos Kramer and his kick-ass radio show. Presented by Kramer Insurance.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Carlos Kramer's Kick-Ass Radio. That's right, sponsored by WS Radio, Rock Rage Radio, Kramer Insurance, and the mighty Storm Kimonos. Ladies and gentlemen, we had Paul Vaden as our special guest of the day, and now we have our featured guest. That's right, BJJ, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and leader in the MMA and BJJ community here in San Diego, Sean Fowler. He's going to be hosting the 5 Super League on March 11th. Sean, how are you, my brother, and welcome to the show.
I'm outstanding, man. How are you?
I'm doing great, my brother. We are excited about this matchup on March 11th. You've got superstars in the jiu-jitsu community fighting. Can you tell us a little bit about 5 Super League in San Diego and what to expect?
Well, I think you're going to expect a lot of fireworks. We got some of the best talent from all over the jiu-jitsu community, even from Brazil, coming. So I think what you're going to see is, a clash of different skill sets coming from different, origins, basically, and different teams, and everybody coming together under the roof for an exciting night of fights and, showcasing the art. All in the end, it's just a big, huge showcasing of the art.
And the arts and showcasing some of the talent is amazing. You've got the incredible Sergio Rios, Alfredo Barum, Sergio Hernandez. The list just keeps going on and on with some of the fighters. Can you break down some of the matches that you're super excited about?
Oh, I'm super excited about, I think, just about every match on this card. I think everything has its own element and its own place as far as a matchup goes. Kylie Baker, starting at the blue belt level, she's just a blue belt, but she just turned 18 as well, and she also wrestled in high school, and she's a phenom from Bakersfield, and she's really, really making a name for herself on the female scene. She's been training under her dad since she was little, Matt Baker up there in Bakersfield Jiu-Jitsu, and her mom is a black belt as well. So I think you're going to see some exciting things out of her. I mean, everything from blue belt to black belt on this card is stacked. So I don't think I have one super favorite match, but I mean that main card is fireworks with Leandro Lowe and Tarsus Humphreys and
unbelievable.
Yeah, for sure.
And Sean, tell us, for our fans out there, how to get in touch with you, how to purchase tickets for this, and a little bit about your journey in jiu-jitsu as well.
Well, you can purchase tickets usually at 5grappling.com. Unfortunately, currently we're sold out for VIP section, and what limited amount of general admission tickets were available on that. You can reach me on Facebook at Sean Fowler. You can also reach me through Instagram at 5grappling or the 5grappling in Facebook as well. I do have some general admission seats that are still available. You can contact the athletes directly, the competing athletes, and they should be able to put you in touch with a few tickets that are left. This is a limited seating. It's only about an 800-seat venue, but it will sell out. So that's probably my best bet is to refer you to the competing athletes, and you guys can snag those tickets.
And it will be rocking that venue for sure. We have a special announcement as well, Sean. Can we let our fans know?
Sure, go ahead, man. Swing it out.
All right. I am excited to announce that I will be announcing at this 5 Grappling Super Tournament, and it's going to be insane. We're going to get that crowd pumped up, and that roof is going to be torn off the building. I can't wait. Sean, thank you for including me in this special event and seeing all of our friends compete. And like you said, jiu-jitsu, bringing everyone together as always.
Oh, 100%. You know, competing and evolving in this sport is number one to everybody, you know, and, you know, you don't grow without competition format. You don't grow without training jiu-jitsu on a normal basis. So, you know, consistency in everything in jiu-jitsu, well, consistency in anything you do in life, you know. First and foremost, jiu-jitsu is a martial art before it's a sport. So we have to remember that.
Right, exactly. And Sean, tell us how you started this, and you know what your ideas were. And as you've done this, it has had to explode even bigger than you thought it would.
Well, you know, progressively, I've been promoting for a lot of years, and I can honestly say this actually turned out going a different direction than I thought. And I started back in MMA, you know, like in probably like 99, 2000 with Total Combat. I did a lot of work with the UFC and WEC as well. Also, the Palace Fight Championships that were way back when as well. I worked with various athletes from, you know, very well-known athletes that everybody pretty much knows. Not that that's, you know, it's just a normal everyday at the office type of thing. But we moved on to jiu-jitsu around 2004, started throwing small events, moved on to big locations and throwing big tournaments. And, you know, before we knew it, tournaments just outgrew themselves, and we kept growing and growing. And, you know, we've been behind a couple of ventures with Grappling X and also Subcon and now 5 Grappling as well. So, you know, the format started in 2013. We hosted the first California Pro Invitational, and it was amazing. It had people like Benil Darush there, Keenan Cornelius, Jackson Souza. The list goes on and on with that. And then we moved on. We actually held the very first 5 Super League, which was 2 absolute brackets, an 8-man no-gi featuring the winner of that bracket, which ended up being Tim Spriggs, and then also an 8-man female bracket in gi, which actually ultimately crowned Mackenzie Dern as the champion of that. So that was held at Studio 540 in 2015. And, you know, we took a year off after that and kind of reevaluated everything, really tried to figure out my direction of what I wanted to do and the direction we wanted to go. We had a little bit of change in structure, and we tried to figure everything out. And we came back out swinging for the fences in December of last year, and I've made a game plan to go forward to get everything, you know, basically sized up to do 4 to 5 shows a year, and, you know, let's make this happen.
Sean, like we had said earlier, you're a true pioneer in the sport. You really have done so much for these athletes, as well as give them a platform and exposure that they never had before, and now turning it into a worldwide situation where they and their fans can follow them and see them live. This will be shown live as well?
Correct, yes. You'll be able to watch all the festivities live at Flow Grappling. That's flograppling.com. You can subscribe to their channel, and you can actually see it. We'll be seen in 150-plus countries worldwide.
That's fantastic. I mean, this is something, Sean, that you didn't have or we didn't have in 1999, 2000s, you know, and it said
not at all.
Not even close, not even close. So my hat's off to you in the incredible work that you have done to promote the sport, to get the visibility, not only of the sport, but these individual athletes, which they have never had.
Right. And, you know, it's been a lot of hours and a lot of progressive hours, and for everybody that truly knows me, they know I work probably about 23 and a half hours a day, and I probably sleep 30 minutes, and my staff can basically agree to all of that.
Sean, I can agree to that. I mean, we're messaging each other at midnight some nights, so it's amazing, your work ethic. Hats off to you, brother.
Yeah, and I'm just an everyday guy, man. I'm a simple guy. That's it, no more, no less. But I'm here for the masses, you know, 100%, both pro and amateur. And I'm here to give them a platform to compete on, you know, a platform to actually showcase their skill set and give them an opportunity to compete and evolve. Because, nobody can make blue belt until they've bypassed the white belt, and you can't make blue belt without some kind of evolving. And, same thing to purple, to brown, to black. The kids, all the various colors of their belts as well. And some of these, some of these kids, you see these kids starting at very young ages, and by the time they're 18 or 19, they're just absolute phenoms, like Rolando Sampson or Michael Liera Jr. You see them coming out on the scene, and they're just, wow, you never expected them to come on the scene like that. And, they're changing the game. They're changing the climate. The climate of jiu-jitsu is changing, and, you're seeing more dynamic things. You're seeing transitional
Sean?
things, new creations. Yes.
Sorry to cut you off, brother. That is all the time we have today. Sean Fowler, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us. He will be at the 5 Super League in San Diego on March 11th. My brother, thank you for joining us on Carlos Kramer's Kick-Ass Radio, sponsored by Rock Rage Radio, Storm Kimonos, WS Radio, and Kramer Insurance.
A podcast or radio show on WS Radio is a great way to create content marketing. Turn prospects into customers into raving fans. Contact Wade at WSRadio.com or